Clear prop.
Check, check.
Gotcha.
At ANC going 121.55, 123.
Temperature 14 Celsius. Dew point 06 Celsius. Altimeter 3006. Remarks. Density altitude 2,800. Thunderstorm. Information not available. Beckley, Raleigh County Memorial Airport. Automated weather observation 1811 Zulu. Wind 290 at 07. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 14 Celsius.
Sounding pretty.
Sweet. And if you don't mind, I'll take it just for this real quick turn. So
Ought to get you under your wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're controlled.
I trust you.
I've done it before, but that's your baby, so I get it.
Alright, you got the plane.
My controls.
Your controls.
Beckley traffic, Skyhawk 5833 Juliet is taxiing to 28 from Albatross. Beckley traffic.
Wrecked my flight instructor plane and my cargo plane.
Right.
Out of a job. 2 jobs.
Be giving you a ride all over the place to make up for all that. I feel like they would fix that cargo plane pretty quick.
Yeah.
What all do you normally fly? Just like contracted cargo or something?
300 would you like a wildlife check or anything, sir, for you to depart?
That's okay, but thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, we fly, all we do for this run is UPS cargo. So all like next day air stuff that has to be shipped real quick. We fly that, like a lot of medical vaccines. We carry a lot of COVID vaccines and
Oh, that's cool.
cat parts, like tractor parts.
Mining.
Yeah, and all the Amazon Prime Air that's supposed to get there super quick. It's kind of funny, we fly for UPS, but we fly like 70% Amazon stuff.
Doesn't surprise me. What did he say? Did he want it?
A wildlife check.
I guess where he just goes and like runs the runway with the truck to scare everything off.
I'm okay, it's pretty clear out, I can see a lot.
Pull up and stop, find the checklist before takeoff. Parking brake. Set. Cabin doors and windows.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down, left and right. Flight controls very correct. Instruments, everything is set. We're getting ready to quit pushing the button. Takeoff on 28. Fuel selector valve set to both. Turn the GPS, okay, okay, acknowledge, acknowledge. Look at that, it's got all our stuff. Direct. Okay. There is no K. India, Braxton County, done. Fuel selector valve. Oh, alright. Mixture rich, trim and rudder, set to neutral. Throttler up. 100 mag check. Right mag. Drops. Comes back up. Left mag. Drops. Comes back up. Carb heat. Drops. Comes back up. Suction gauge is good, tank show full, temps in the green, pressure's green, discharging, charging, neutral. All the lights are on. Throttler back down, strobe light is turned on. Friction lock. Felt like it needed to be snugged up a little bit. And brakes release. All right.
Nice.
We are good for takeoff. That's going, Stratix is going, all right. I don't see anybody on final. Nobody taxiing or clearing the runway.
Beckley traffic, 5833 Juliet is taking off, 28 and departing to the north, Beckley traffic.
Headwinds were 30, so that would be...
Winds 300 at 07. Have a safe flight.
Thank you very much.
Slide
too.
right crosswind, yeah, exactly. We're out here lined up on center line. Crosswind correction, heels on the floor and full throttle. Back over here on the center. Airspeed's alive, temps and P's are good. Wind is straight at us, there's 60 and rotate. Now once we get up here, we're going to turn our heading to 23. Did I get the right nav log? I did.
I think it's 023.
Ah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep.
I was dumbfounded for a minute.
You would've got it. I believe in you.
All right, 500 feet above the pattern. Everything looks clear. I don't hear anybody else, so we will start packing it towards that direction. Color's starting to look a little better.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Fall colors.
Gonna be a little argumentative today, it seems.
Make your work for it.
Wrong side of the map. Top of the climb should be about the time we get out over Summit Betchel, but according to this, it's another minute and a half away.
Sweet. Sounds good.
But 74. I had 80. Longer because we're going slower.
Middletown traffic fast track 2 is now 2 minutes prior to jumpers 14,000 feet below. Use caution to stay in Middletown. Got over.
Alright, it took us, see my numbers, watch 518 to get here. We did it at 75. Now we'll pull that back a little bit, level it out.
Use caution to stay in Middletown. Got over.
And, well, we're before Summit Betchel,
There it is.
give or take a little bit.
I think you're looking about right. That's pretty darn accurate. Because I see that
Not
curve
too bad.
right there, and I think we're supposed to be right here, which is about right.
Now, the winds were different up here. They changed it to 1.7, but I'm going to stick to, well, it says tracking 33. That's not fair. Should have sat down and redid this instead of like sitting in my car listening to the radios. We're doing that. Since we want to actually get there, I'm going to follow that number, but these numbers here. Start that over again. It should take us 6 minutes to get to Fayetteville, give or take, and we're too high. Looks like we might have to drop it down a little bit because we're real up close to the bottom of these guys.
Yeah. If you want, or what do you do? What's your decision making?
Drop it down. Because right now I'm 500 foot too high and I'm almost at the bottom of them. So if I get back on course, we should have our 500 foot clearance.
Yeah. Dude, 500 low looks like.
Downwind runway 24. Long for time.
I can get the plane to go down. Come on now.
Copy all. 2125 miles.
There's the bumps.
We're right at that
Yeah.
inversion layer where the clouds are sitting.
So what's your next point we're looking for?
Fayetteville directly to our left,
Get.
which is right there, but my times are off. Oh, no, that's
how long do we have?
Fayetteville's up there. Never
Yeah,
mind.
up
We still
there.
got a little while. I said it was going to take us 5 minutes and 44 seconds to get there, and I started the clock a little late, and we're at 3 minutes now. So
Looking about right.
we are booking it faster than what I had written down this time, though. We're doing like 104, which tailwind is screaming.
All jumpers away, descend 14,000.
We're a little lower than I'd care to be, but I also don't want to fight with clouds, so.
Yeah. You'll find the, VFR cruising altitude's good reference. They're not like a code of contact. You don't have to live by them. So whatever works for the day. But on a check ride, go at 55.
Yeah.
Or 35, or, but I guess 35 would be on the ground, but
They're around here.
yeah. Or you could also go above them, I guess, on a check ride, but
There's Fayetteville. Took 4 minutes and 20 to get here. Now it says it'll be 9 minutes to Summersville. So stop, reset, start, hold a heading.
Grounding traffic order, 8 Alpha Victor, left base for full stop runway 25.
out of curiosity, since we have all the time in the world.
118. Go ahead and put Braxton County's ASOS in the radio while we're doing the easy part. And they are 122.9, I believe. Yep.
What was your calculated fuel burn for these legs?
6.3.
6.3, okay.
I find this plane to hover like at that. Like anytime the temperatures I've looked or trying to run different winds and stuff, it's usually around 6.3,
Yeah.
which apparently is really good for most airplanes.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think we hover around 1,000.
Yeah. I can't even imagine.
How do you, 2 questions. Have you been taught how to lean out a plane at cruise?
Oh, yeah, we've leaned it out a little bit. I didn't think about it.
No worries. It's not something required, it's just get on gas burning. Like if your task's saturated, don't worry about it, but whenever you get a free chance.
A little too far. Crank it back up to peak. And give her a little extra.
Nice. And the other one, have you been taught flight following before?
I have not.
Okay, we won't do that this leg. Maybe on the leg from there to the next airport, I'll teach you how to do flight following. Flight following comes really clutch because you're talking about the ATC the whole entire time. So first off, they'll give you traffic notifications. Second, they'll keep you out of airspace. So if you're like approaching a restricted area or TFR that you didn't even know of, they'll tell you, hey, you're approaching a TFR, turn left. Or if you, another thing cool about it, if you do bust into airspace, the responsibility does not lie on you, it's theirs. So it's a total just card in the back of your pocket that you can pull out. Really helpful. Even, I hate doing it, but whenever I'm flying long flights to areas I don't know of in my plane, I'll get flight following because it's that little card you can pull out being like, hey, you know, sorry I busted into your airspace, but they should have seen this too.
Right. I wasn't the only one not paying attention.
Yeah.
That look like 500 feet to you?
Yeah, it's about 500.
Really? Or like I'm...
if I'm being real, it's probably like, I don't know, 300.
Right.
But it's pretty close. You can go down to 45 and call 500.
There's Summersville Lake and the airport dead ahead, so we are on course.
Nice. Looks gorgeous out there. Never been up here.
I've come up here and done touch and goes at Summersville once with Paige.
Okay. Nice airport?
It's small.
Yeah.
It's a little itty bitty, but it's cool. Apparently you can land there and call somebody from the campgrounds and they'll like come give you a ride if you want to camp and stuff.
Oh, really?
The lake is freaking, it's massive, but it's got like a whole bunch of legs off of it as opposed to just like a big lake.
Sure. That's kind of interesting. It looks like almost sandy.
It's low. Yeah, normally all the sand is underwater.
Oh, really? Water level
It's
goes
low,
up and down.
yeah. I don't know if they've like drained it down a little bit for, I see like the Gauley River down here that they do like the whitewater rafting.
Yeah.
Is fed from the dam. So when they open the dam from Summersville, it floods the Gauley River, and that's when them idiots get out there and get killed in the big white water.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
with it being that low, and I think it was right around Gauley season, they probably did drain it quite a bit before the winter.
Yeah. Interesting.
Going on 6 minutes.
This one's supposed to be how long? 9 minutes, or?
Yep.
Okay.
That was the Stearman at, did you say Fayetteville?
Yeah, I think so.
Old Bill. I think Paige was telling me that Bill is taking like every single check ride of his with the guy in Charleston.
Really?
But she said if I go to that guy, like he would be an awesome resource to like ask questions.
Sure. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, so after this, you've already done all your night cross countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've done, we just need to do a little bit of IFR going back, and then it's just check ride prep after that, right? You have all your hours. I believe I already looked over all that.
Yep, like I said, all I'm missing is the long solo and the 0.9 hours of Foggle and the 3 towered landings and takeoffs.
Oh, that's right, 3 tower. Yep.
But like I was comfortable with Paige that one day we did it. Talking to them guys in Lewisburg there was no problems.
Sure.
They have to be full stop, but that doesn't scare me either.
Yeah. I like teaching out here. There's a lot less airspace to worry about than back home.
Yeah.
Back home, when I used to solo students, there used to be a lot more. a lot more careful with the SOLM just because we're underneath the class Bravo at 4,000 feet, and then there's Charlies you have to watch out for, Deltas, and a lot of airspace.
That would sounds nerve-wracking as a student pilot.
Yeah. Like, this is just enough, like, it's perfect, you know, a little bit of, you could be off course and not have to worry about other airspaces, and kind of fiddle fart around.
All the room in the world to play, and
Yeah.
of course there's no, like, ADSB towers or anybody out here to, like, keep an eye on you, so.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, we might be picking up a tower now if you're on that Stratix thing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've been looking at it occasionally.
There's Summersville Airport, like right there at 8.5 minutes.
Nice. About right. And that's so cool how you can be that accurate.
It's awesome. Like, it makes me feel really good when my navlog is that close, even though the winds and stuff were that screwed up the other day.
Yeah.
So now, stop, reset, start. Now we have a 16-minute flight to Sutton Lake.
Okay.
We're pushing 102. When we hit Sutton Lake, we get the 1,000 foot per minute bomb down to 3,300 feet.
Sounds good. Is it left traffic and multi runways out there?
Yes,
Awesome. What's pattern altitude?
3,300.
Sweet. CTAP?
122.9.
Nice. Done your homework.
Only been up here 3 or 4 times.
That's right, yeah, you do go up this run a lot.
Of course, I've only ever landed on 2-2. Every time I've ever been up here, the winds are for 2-2.
Really?
And 2 has like a big displaced threshold,
Okay.
which I can't recall ever really having dealt with something like that before, but
Sure.
you just pick a different aiming point and roll.
Is it the chevrons, the yellow chevrons, or the white arrows?
I think it's the white ones.
White arrows. So if it was the yellow ones, can you use those for taxiing?
Yes. Because they're yellow? Or no?
The big yellow ones? They kind of look like that on the runway.
Big yellow chevrons
Yeah,
or
big yellow
no,
chevrons.
stay off of it.
Yep, stay off of those. And then how about those small little white ones?
Those are okay to taxi.
You can taxi on them. Can you take off on them?
You can take off, you can't land on them, right?
Yeah. Sweet. Check rate questions.
Good, thank you. Little off course, we need to kind of follow 19. I think I was telling you about that last time. I've got a family reunion every year in Flatwoods.
Yeah.
So like I have driven that road right there so many freaking times in my life.
Yeah. I drove up, I don't know where it was, but to Dr. Catney up here. Drove up here. What's that?
I looked him up the other day. He's in Burnsville. He's on the other side of Flatwoods.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a beautiful drive.
Oh yeah, I
up
love it.
here.
It's so peaceful. There's like hardly any traffic on this stretch.
Yeah. I was like, Chuck, please don't break down. Please don't break down. Please don't break down.
I saw there used to be a guy in Fayetteville, but he wasn't even on the list the other day when I checked. That was who Paige told me to go to.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing. I think I called him, and I don't think he's doing them right now.
I think that's what they said last time I called. He was doing it like one day a week, and then he just decided to not. So,
Really?
because he was like an older fella, so I guess COVID scared him out of business or something.
Yeah.
I won't judge.
Since we're just here sitting around, I might as well ask you some questions.
Yeah.
What's minimum safe altitude over a congested area? How high should it be off the ground?
Over a congested area?
Yeah.
It's like 1,000 foot above the tallest structure in the congested area.
Yeah, 1,000 feet.
Is it 2,000 feet horizontal or 2 miles horizontal?
2,000.
2,000.
Yeah. And then how about over uncongested?
500.
500. And then how about other than uncongested?
Other than uncongested, like I think they still say 550 feet horizontal from any obstruction vehicle or vessel.
Yeah, they want you for other than for uncongested, 500 feet from any person, place, or thing, and then for other than uncongested, they keep going off on tangents.
Yeah.
It's that 500 feet from any person, place, or thing, or having an area where if you have an engine failure, you can make a safe landing. Well, I should say and, both those.
That one applies to like all of them.
Yeah, it applies to everything. Can you tell the difference between a congested area and an uncongested area on an FAA chart?
Yeah, the congested areas are little yellow circles depicting like cities, and that also kind of shows what it looks like in night. In the dark, it shows you the outline of the lights and everything would be, and uncongested,
Yeah.
everything else.
And that's actually you're right on, it does show the lights at night, but there's nothing that says this is congested, this is uncongested on the chart supplement or chart diagram or anything. So it's a good thing to like have and say like that's probably gonna be congested since it has a bunch of city lights, but it won't stand up in law. So if like FAA violates you on something and you say, well, this is uncongested, they can just be like, no, that was congested.
Yeah.
Because they can make whatever it is in another one of those FAA gray areas. Just kind of fun fact, but there's nothing that says what's congested or uncongested.
Okay.
So technically you could be right here and you say, oh no, yeah, this is pretty uncongested, but then it'd be like, oh no, those people right there, that's pretty congested right there, I mean, well, it's no city lights anywhere, so.
Yeah.
Another one of those gotchas.
Welcome to the FAA Lawyer Speak.
We're not happy till you're not happy.
What they say goes. I was like fighting with them to get my freaking special issuance of my soda crap. I was mad.
I can imagine.
For like 6 months, just.
It's so dumb. And you had to fly all the way out there just to show them that you can push buttons. That's stupid. We're not happy till you're not happy.
That dude, that whole trip was terrifying too.
I'm sure, yeah, because that kind of...
Well, we got up there, me and Paige did, and we filled the plane up before we left and we landed. We got there, he showed up, got his weight, did the weight and balance. We were over by 40 pounds.
Oh, really?
They had no way to defuel the plane. So, like, we didn't have the time to go burn 40 pounds of fuel in this thing.
Yeah.
So, like, he was like, he said, my stuff's up to date, you and me will just go. I was like, oh, okay. He didn't do.
Yeah.
I was like 12 hours into it at a Towered Airport. First time ever at a Towered Airport. Dude just sat there.
Really? Jeez.
I had like the worst bounce landing of my life. Like I came down, put it down, and it came back. I swear I bounced it like 15 feet back in the air.
Yeah.
It was awful.
You want all those landings? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, exactly. We finally taxied over and stopped, and he got out and he went up and looked at the prop. He's like, well, you didn't prop strike it. And I was like, man, if I wasn't worried about you filling out paperwork, I'd cuss you right now.
Yeah, right? I'd certainly have. Not many. I'm trying to find questions for like cross-country stuff, but there's not very many. One thing we will do on our way from the last checkpoint, from the third place we're landing to Beckley.
Yeah.
After we take off, I shouldn't be telling you this because I want to see you do it on the fly, but I'm gonna say, hey, we got a big thunderstorm in front of us and we can't go to Beckley. What are we gonna do now? And so it's the diversion planning. I don't know if Paige ever did that with you, but that's part of the check ride. What will generally happen on a check ride, you'll take off on your route, and within your first leg, the examiner will give you a diversion. And you have to show, hey, you know, where are you gonna go? How much fuel is it gonna take to get there? How long is it gonna take to get there? So, generally what I do, I think I used to use like my thumbs on the chart, and I'd go like every thumb is like 4 miles, and I'm going 2 miles a minute. So I'd be like, okay, if there's 2 thumbs, there's 4 miles, 2 miles a minute. That's 2 minutes per thumb, 4 minutes to get there. Burning maybe like 0.1 every minute, or you know, every 6 minutes.
So you won't get mad if I just hands off and start playing with the whiz wheel?
You can. You don't need to though. Yeah. Yeah. I found some examiners that like get their panties in a twist, and they're like, oh yeah, you need to take out your E6B and, you know, calculate it to the dot. And I'm like, no, you're never gonna do that.
Right.
You're gonna be like, okay, it's gonna take, you know, 2 gallons to get there. It's gonna take 5 minutes to get there.
Now, from what Paige was telling me, the guy in Charleston would make you plan a cross-country flight from Charleston to Sporties, like all the way up at Cincinnati, just outside the Bravo, and it's like, holy crap.
Jeez.
Just, I guess I have like that long of a flight log or plan or whatever, but
Yeah.
I haven't heard about this other guy over out of Lewisburg, but I think I'm gonna call him at some point, because I was gonna ask him about using the grass strip over there.
Yeah.
And I was gonna call the manager at Raynell too about that, maybe doing the soft fields at him one day if they don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But I figured the guy that's the airport manager for the Hinton-Alderson Airport is the DPE.
Sure.
So I figured if I called and asked real nice, I could maybe meet with him or something one day and like sit down and chit-chat and see if he's
Yeah.
the kind of guy I want to test with or not.
Yeah, it's always good to do. It's always good to do. Yeah, generally they'll give you your cross country a couple weeks before the check ride, so you can start planning the route. Like, you know, you and I can work with it. I'll try and ask you every single question I can think of on the route. Because like I said, that's 80% of the check ride. If you're in a rocket ship and you're going straight up, what airspaces will you hit?
Right now it'd be E to A, wouldn't it?
Yeah, right now, yeah, E, and then probably A after that. I don't know if there's...
18,001.
Yeah.
Or no, at 18,000. E goes up to 17,999, right?
Yes. No, 1801, I think it is. I think E goes up, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I thought it was 1801, but... Or you could be like, my examiner on the, I did my prep about check ride, and I, you know, spent hours on this cross-country flight plan. I got into into the check ride, and he sits down, and he's like, all right, I want you to plan a cross-country from here to here. And he left the room. He literally left the room, watched TV while I was changing up my flight plan to get the new route.
Nice. See, that wouldn't bother me either. Like, if he planned for that kind of thing and that was part of it, like, I would be more comfortable doing it right there on the spot anyways.
Sure.
Because like I said, I did that yesterday, and now the numbers aren't what the numbers should be, really, but...
Sure.
Let's see, there's 19 merging with 79. And it loops up, and we're booking. 13 minutes into a 16-mile trip, and I think there's the lake ahead of us. You can barely see a piece of it right down there. So that, yeah, that's the runway over there. We need to go out, because we're on the wrong side. Let's,
altimeter 3004. Sutton, Braxton County Airport. Automated weather observations 18490. Zulu weather wind 240 at 6 visibility 103,300.
I'll loop way out there.
4,000.
That wind's 24 at 7.
4,800. Overcast.
I think that's what it was, yeah.
5 Delta 3.5 altimeter.
Yeah. We need to start dropping for 33.
Sutton, Braxton Kennedy Airport. Automated weather observation 185 Zulu, weather, wind 250 at 4, visibility 103.
27 at 4, so we'll be coming in for 20.
Cool.
Braxton County, Skyhawk 5833 Juliet is 4 miles to the south, inbound for touch and go on 2022. Braxton County.
Do they not have a taxiway?
Nope.
Dang. Okay.
It's real, like, quiet up here.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd I say? What's the pattern? 2300. 23, we're still high.
Pattern's 23, you said?
Yep.
Alright.
I'm gonna slip.
Let's do a full stop taxi back. How do you do a full stop taxi back on here?
Yeah, alright. I'll call it when we get around there.
Just so I can see you do it. And we'll get out the flight plan and that ready to go.
Bombing it down. Yeah, there's Sutton Lake.
Nice.
Braxton traffic, Skyhawk 5833 Juliet is entering the downwind for 22. Braxton.
Put that away. We're a little low, but not terrible. Can't even see the numbers. Cute little airport.
Yeah.
Midfield, carb heat, gas, undercarriage, mixture, prop, seat belts, and switches. Everything's looking good. We're 50 foot low. It's not terrible. Now we're roughly a beam the numbers, so we will throttle back and pitch it for 80. Put that first notch.
Braxton County, 33 Juliet, turn to left base for 22. Braxton County. Braxton County, 33 Juliet, turn final for 22, full stop taxi back, Braxton County traffic.
Dump the flaps in there. Now these like trees and dips and that little bit of road there, it might get a little wonky, so don't freak out and grab the stick on me.
Yeah, no worries. I trust you.
Those people, on the other hand, might not trust us. It's always fun. I like coming down here when I'm up here for that reunion just to sit and watch if anybody is coming into land.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Ground effect. E. Oh, balloon.
All good.
Go ahead and clean that up. And you don't care if I cool off a little bit, do you?
Nah, go for it. Cool. Alright, we'll get out the next flight plan for the next leg, and
Get down here and get to turn it around.
Braxton County 33 Juliet is taxiing back to 22, Braxton traffic.
yeah, reason being we have to do full stops for the cross country to count.
Oh, yeah?
Well, for this long cross country, I was just reading the wordage on it. There's 3 full stop landings.
Oh, that's when I actually do it myself.
Yeah.
But practice makes perfect, right?
Yep.
You'll hold that for a hot minute.
Got it.
Got a taxi everywhere on this runway.
I got the plane real quick.
Your control.
What is that? Do you know what that is?
That's Class E surface to 750.
Nice. Alright, that's what I was wondering. Do you know why they generally do that?
I do not.
Generally there's a lot of IFR traffic going in there. Not enough to make it a Class Delta, but just enough to, they want to protect it. So remember, Class E is a lot more stricter than Class G, right?
Yeah.
So they do Class E to the surface to make sure there's no scud runners getting in there to protect that IFR traffic coming in. They don't want to pop out of the clouds and see a plane right there.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be right there and see a plane pop out of the clouds
Yeah,
either,
right.
so like, I get it. Line up real quick. The window good and shut. I didn't see anybody coming in on final. I should have looked before I turned around, but
Braxton traffic 5833 Juliet is departing 22 to the south.
I think it's 2-2. I don't know why I got 2-2 stuck in my head at this place once upon a time.
Made it to Mata.
As I came up here and did pattern work one day and did like 4 laps into pattern. And then when I was leaving, the dude got his little ultralight out and he was like, departing 20. And I was like, oh, you dog. Like, you could have said something. Oh, look, they got a softball game going on over there. Yeah, let's get. It says I should be doing a 160 heading once we get up here. I'll put that in there. We're 500 feet, I'll start turning towards it. Ingalls Field. Forgot to stop all this nonsense last time. That it should have only taken 6 minutes. We're probably, what, a minute or two into it by now, heading for 55, even though we're not going to get there.
Yeah.
Which top of climb shows us as being in the middle of nowhere.
Sweet. We had an engine failure right here. What do we do?
I would probably ditch it in that lake. Or, no, that's a railroad track. I couldn't get it that far yet. Best gliding.
Yeah. Probably the safest thing. If you're gonna ditch it in the water, what things might you think about before hitting the water? I don't know if you've been taught this before. I'm just curious.
Just making sure the windows and doors are cracked before we hit touchdown.
Perfect.
And as I would want to flare the shit out of it when I got down there, because I know if the wheels are undercarriage, so it's tricycle, the wheels hit the water, they have a real bad tendency to flip onto the hood.
Yes.
So
those are my two main points. Yeah. For the shit out of it, try and almost land it tail.
Yep.
And you know, stall it on, and make sure the doors are cracked so they don't get stuck closed. That'd be an unfortunate day.
I feel like that dude that had to ditch that T6 in the beach down there. Did you see that video?
Yeah.
He comes crawling out with his freaking A20s. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, his A20's above water.
You just dropped $1 million in the water. You're gonna worry about them things?
Yeah.
Or your insurance company will thank you, but whatever. I'm gonna try to get us up to 4,000. I don't know if we're gonna make it or not, though.
You wanted to see your last track. I don't know if I recorded all of it, but it was pretty close.
Not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
Pretty straight.
On this one, looking good.
Oh yeah, the GPS is driving now.
Cruising for a bruising.
If I didn't have that fancy little box right there right now, I'd be going by these numbers, and that I would be wrong.
Oh yeah.
Because there's also not much to dead reckon with out here.
Yeah. Alright.
Pretty good. We'll back this out. Let down, get a level. Pretty good. Always cracks me up how you're just sitting there spinning and spinning and spinning. And it's just like, there's the point.
Yeah, right.
There we go. He cranks back up and call it done. 121.15.
Yes, sir. So I was gonna show you the
Elkins.
yeah, Clarksburg approach.
You just call Clarksburg, you just call approach.
Yeah, so this will be approach for flight following. So I'll show you how flight following works. We'll see if whatever altitude we make it up to, we can just stay at 4,000. That's cool.
Oh, I can keep climbing if you want to.
Nah. Let's do 4,000. They might not like that. We'll see. I'll call them up and see.
Might not like us at 4,000.
Yeah, it just means that's an IFR altitude, but I bet you that's lower than any other IFR traffic they have out here.
Probably.
Alright.
Clarksburg approach, Cessna 5033 Juliet.
Last call in Clarksburg approach again.
Clarksburg approach, Cessna 33 Juliet, 8 miles southeast of Braxton County Airport at 4,300, like flying to Ingalls Field. Gals. Ingalls.
33 Juliet, ident for me. I believe you're outside my airspace.
Might have us contact another approach.
Yep.
33 Juliet, yes sir, you're outside my airspace. Is the airfield you're going to continuing on that heading?
That's correct.
Roger, you can contact Washington Center on 128.6, 28.6. They'll get you VFR flight following. Sorry about that.
1256, they pull up 26. I just said 1256 as my night cargo call sign.
November 7, Papa Foxtrot, change my frequency 134.4344.
Center, Cessna, 583 Juliet. Ooh, stop. Oops.
6 Mike Whiskey, climb maintain file 430.
Center, 583 Juliet.
Papa Foxtrot, Elkins altimeter 300.
Unreal.
Might not be getting to them from here.
8 Mike Alpha, you up? Right, Southwest 735, climb maintain file 210. 6 Mike Whiskey, contact Washington 133.27. Yeah.
Washington Center, Cessna 5833 Juliet.
Alright, couple there, Southwest 2631 Washington, good afternoon. Someone else go ahead with the call sign.
5833 Juliet.
What's the call sign? VB37? VB37 Washington, welcome. Descend maintain file.
Somebody else is talking over us, apparently.
Oh well. I'm bored.
Yeah, that's kind of a pain to try to get to anybody at that point.
Yeah. Tried. So anyways, to get flight following, you'd get that. All I did was I looked up Braxton County's approach frequency.
Okay.
They're gonna help you out. Like I had the wrong frequency, but they told me to switch to a different one. That's just gonna get you in the ballpark of where their airspace is. And then you put in that approach frequency, and all you're gonna say is you come up approach and say where you are, and then where you're going, and you want flight following, and what altitude as well. They want to know that. So I just said Braxton County, Cessna 5833 Juliet. It's 8 miles southeast of Braxton, at 4,200. I think we were would like flight following to Inglis. And generally they'll come back with a squawk code, so you'd squawk a certain code.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. And
It
occasionally
sounds simple enough, but it's just one of those things. I'll have to try to practice it up here on my
meter 4325, contact
solo time.
120.45.
I love the concept of it.
let's see if they answer one more time. I really want to do this. I'm determined now. Washington Center, Cessna 5833 Juliet.
Does not sound very willing to cooperate today. And there's Marlington. Now I know where I'm at. We're at our first checkpoint.
Nice.
2631.
How's it looking?
Maintain file 23.
For your time-wise.
I forgot to start the
Oh, okay, no worries.
stopwatch last time. That's why when we get over here over Marlington, I'm gonna hit it again and pick up from there.
Maintain file 270.
Because I wanted to try something else now.
Yeah.
They're 123
No, 123?
at, yeah, 12300 at Inglesfield, same as Beckley.
Yeah.
Alright, there's Marlington. So now we are, there's that Webster Springs. What does that say on the map there? That's Webster Springs.
Yep, what's Webster Springs?
So I will hit start now, and it says it should take us about 8 minutes to get to our next destination, and we're doing 101. fun part here is, let's see, I want that to be on nav 1. And I want, see, this is nav 1, right?
Should be, yes.
I want 116.6 on nav 1. There's my VOR kicking in. And I want 116.6 on this one. No, I want 114.2. I'll get all this figured out in a second.
Ah.
2, okay. So there's the Elkins VOR and there's the Raynell VOR. And for my first one, my first checkpoint should be the 57 radial of Raynell. So this should be 3, 4, 5, so in this general vicinity somewhere. And then my Elkins checkpoint should be the 197, so 80, 197, in there somewhere. So now when those both hit center, we should be right there, over the Cranberry Glades. Theoretically, never tried this before, so...
I was gonna say, that's pretty advanced for a private pilot. It's pretty good.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
And of course, I should be tagging the from to flag on each one of them.
Yeah.
So it's reverse sensing.
I like it.
VOR cross checks. I didn't know what else to do out here, man. There wasn't nothing.
Yeah, there ain't nothing
There
out
ain't
here.
no big flag over Cranberry Glades, so like...
I don't think any of my other private pilots have been able to do that, or would be able to do that if they tried. So that's pretty good. I'm impressed.
Well, thank you. I love BORs. I like the concept of VORs, man. They're just great. They're radios. You tune to them, and they tell you where to go.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense. And I'm real upset that they're shutting Beckley and Raynell down.
Yeah, when are they doing that, do you know?
I think Raynell's supposed to go before Beckley, but I think it's supposed to be by the end of next year sometime.
Really?
So, like, you'll be gone.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll just have to learn to fly with something else, apparently.
GIPS. GPS.
Depends. I think I'm going to try to get us on up to 5 now, because those mountains up in front of us look pretty high.
Fly. I follow roads.
I do that all the time. Well, we're almost dinged on that one, but that one hasn't started coming over yet, but I know it's because we're not actually where we need to be. Oh, there it is. There it is. It moved.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, and now they're going the other way. I guess we passed it. Or, well, I don't know. See, this is the part I don't know what to do, because, like, we got closer and then we got off, but I'm holding my heading, so I feel like they should have just crossed and then gone the other way, but...
Yeah.
that
I do
one's
see a
still
nav flag,
tagging.
so I don't know if this one's going to be super accurate, but this one, it'll go over here once you passed it. So right now we're still tracking to it, so we're still good.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's still a flag. I wonder if you have to press mode.
I don't know what that does.
Not sure either. Maybe it's already flagged out. Let's see if I have cell service, see if it's noted out. They might have already taken it out of service. Or we could actually listen. Here, let's just do this.
Oh, yeah. Nav 2,
F2, yep.
the wrong button, because sounds like we might just not be picking it up very well due to line of sight issues.
Yeah. Sizzles. There we go.
That's Raynell. Where are you going? Well, it was Raynell. Come on.
There you go.
Yep. So we
So-
definitely have Raynell.
Yeah, I think the other one's just not working. Or they might be working on it, or
Maybe.
shut it down. And,
It's farther, it's like way to the north, so I mean,
yeah.
Airwood 5, let's get on up there. Clouds are clearing up.
Turned out to be a nice day.
Not too shabby over here. I was a little worried because Hot Springs was looking rough this morning.
Yeah, it was. It was
Like
a cool
12
mile.
gusting 20 or something when I was first looking at it. I was getting nervous.
Yeah, pretty low.
Hey, did I get the right frequency? 114.2? Is that what it says up there on Elkins? It's here at the top.
Yeah, 114.2.
Yep.
Yeah, coming into Beckley today, we even had to shoot an approach.
Dude, it looked nasty this morning.
Yeah. Check ride question. What do you have to have on the pilot to be legal to fly?
On your pilot,
Yeah.
you have to have your pilot certificate, your medical, and a photo ID.
Okay. What does, about currency? What do you need to take a passenger up?
What time? During the day or during the night?
Day.
Daytime, 3 landings in the previous 90 days.
Can it be,
They can be touch and goes or full stops. They don't have to be to a full stop. Unless it's a tail wheel, and then it does have to.
sure. And you let me know if I'm distracting you. I'm just trying to
Oh, you're good.
ask you questions. If you have to do some checkpoint stuff, let me know. How about for during the night?
Nighttime, 3 stops, 3 full stops in the previous 90 days? 30 days.
Yeah, 90s.
It's 90s for both of them?
Yeah,
Okay.
both of them.
We're up here, we're finally at 55, we're still holding course. We've crossed that bridge.
Yep.
So we made it past our first waypoint, took almost 7 minutes, but we're going faster than we had written, so that's good. So reset that, start again. My next waypoint on the Raynell tag will be pretty much the 80-degree radial. If I don't get way out of whack here. That's 90, that's 80 on that one, and I had the 184 radial for this guy, so 84, but it's still apparently not cooperating because it is pegged.
Yeah. How about, is there any type of yearly or 2-yearly or 4-yearly or 5-yearly thing you have to do?
There's a flight review that you have to do every 24 calendar months unless you get a new rating in those 24 months.
Who can do that for you?
Any CFI?
Yeah. Cool. What type of medical do you have to have?
For private pilot?
Yeah.
At least a 3rd class medical.
How long is that good for?
60 calendar months if you're under the age of 40 and 24 months if you're over 40.
Very nice.
Except for mine. I have a special issuance. It's good for 365 days.
Really?
I gotta renew my sleep apnea paperwork every year for that thing.
Man, it sucks.
Is what it is.
Yeah. Stupid FAA. Ain't that bad though, just a year. But once you get a 2nd class, that's what it'll be. So.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, 2nd class is every 12 months anyway, so I was thinking about actually even trying to do that, because I would like to get my commercial at some point, and if I'm gonna have to do it every year, I might as well just start doing it every year.
Yeah.
But I think my SOTA for my hand says it's only good for a 3rd class.
Oh.
So I think if I get the 2nd class, I have to redo my medical flight test.
Really?
I think.
Huh.
So yeah, that's another thing that I have to have as a private pilot when I fly is my medical and my SOTA.
Okay.
But that's a specific case.
Sure, sure. I just thought of a good question, but then I lost it. Oh. You get done flying a little flight around the area with a friend, and you're at the gas pumps, and he's like, hey, can I pay for gas?
He can pay his share, pro rata.
So like, let's say the expense for the flight today was $100.
The $100 to rent a plane and pay for fuel.
Yeah.
You could pay $50.
Cool.
If there was a third person in there, you'd split it 3 ways and blah blah blah.
What other things can you do as a private pilot? Like, what are some other types of flying activities you can do?
The biggest thing that comes to mind is like the charity flights you're allowed to do, or like take people for flights if money was donated for a charity reason. I could do the like angel flights or the Pilots for Paul stuff.
Yeah.
Without getting in trouble, because that's just me donating my time and money. It's not taking money for any of it. So
Yeah.
okay. So we are right about in here because that's Marlington now. I had my cities backwards on the way down here. So we're still a little ways out from our checkpoint, which is what it looks like.
Okay.
Of course, the biggest kicker that cracks me up for flying down through here is you can see like the 3 ridges.
Yeah.
Like you can see the 3 ridges on the topo. Like
Sure. So it should be about that second ridge. Or first, I guess there's kind of a small one right here.
Yeah.
But I guess this is probably the small one. I guess there's 3 big ones. Probably that
Well,
second
there's
one.
you can see the 3 of them up there. Like I don't know if this one counts or not because it dips down behind the first ridge right dead ahead of us.
Yeah.
And then out there on top of that ridge is an airport.
Really?
3,200 foot pattern, or no, 3,200 foot field elevation, 4,200 foot pattern altitude. So we've only got to lose, 3,800 foot field elevation. So pattern's 4,800. So we literally only have like 500 feet to drop for our descent. That's why it's right on top of the airport.
Sure. What has to be on the plane to make it legal to fly?
Aero, A-R-R-O-W, A, airworthiness, R, registration, R, radio operators if you're going to go out of the country with it. O, owner's manual or POH, the big book behind me, and then your weight and balance.
How long is the airworthiness good for?
3 years?
That won't be forever.
Airworthiness is forever. Registration is every 3 years now.
Yeah. And I don't know, I don't know
As
if you
long
know
as
that.
you follow the ADs, it's still worthy.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this answer. I'm going to have to ask a mechanic or something, but some states require an actual state registration as well. So sometimes you need 2 registrations, federal one and a state. Some just require federal. But generally the state's a yearly thing and the federal's a 3-year.
Okay. For the registration.
Yeah.
I can see West Virginia wanting to register your plane. They make you register your cars and boats.
Yeah.
Everything else, I'm sure they would want a plane registered.
I'm sure.
Hey, looky there.
Look at there.
And I wish that other viewer was working. It pisses me off. I was looking forward to getting those to line up the right way. Real quick, I'm gonna check the...
Altimeter 3003. Ingalls Field Airport. Automated weather observation 19er 18 Zulu weather wind 280 at 13 gusts 18 visibility 103,000 scattered 3,800 scattered 4,400 scattered temperature 13 Celsius dew point 4 altimeter 3003.
Breezy.
Crazy.
So
What's the
that
runway
would
number?
be 25.
Field Airport.
30 degrees out the nose. Not too bad.
Observation 19er Zulu weather wind 280 at 12 gusts 18 visibility 10.
No traffic, Diamond 677 Alpha Mike, 10 miles northeast of the field, inbound on the RNAV 23 to land full stop, Shenandoah.
wasn't Ingalls Field he was calling.
What maintenance things have to be done on the plane? What has to, what are a couple maintenance functions that need to be done to keep it in airworthiness?
What's that bloody acronym? Aviates?
Yep, AV8.
Can't remember what you start with. Is it the airspeed indicator? Or
Annual.
the altimeter? Annual. Annuals and ADs. The VOR check for IFR flight. I is the...
Think of like a 1.
100 hour?
Yep.
Or inspection, 100 hour annual inspection. A. The next A is now the altimeter. Or is it the airspeed?
Yep, altimeter,
Altimeter.
pitot-static.
Pitot-static. T. Tachometer? No.
Transponder.
Transponder for the ELT, and then the S is... I don't remember the S at all.
Yeah, you don't need an S, just AV8. S, I'm sure that they made something for S, but there's nothing that service bulletins maybe, but you don't need those aren't legally required.
Okay.
So yeah, there's annual VOR, 100 hour. So how often do you have to do an annual? Stupid question, but how often do you have to do an annual?
Annuals once a year, and then the 100 hours for planes for hire have to be done every 100 hours. The annual can take the place of a 100 hour, but the 100 hour cannot take the place of an annual.
Who can do it? I don't know if you know this. Who can do a annual?
An AMP with a AI.
Yep, and who can do it 100 hour?
Just an AMP.
Cool.
Inbound on the RNF.
How long is the, for the ELT inspection?
Run that past me again.
How long till you have to do another ELT inspection?
Every 2 years?
Every year.
Every year for the ELT?
Yep. How about the transponder?
That's the same thing, right?
2 years for the transponder.
2 years for for this thing.
Yep. Yep.
2 years transponder, 1 year for the ELT.
Yep. So generally they'll do the ELT during the annual inspection just because they have to both do them yearly, so they'll just do it at the same time.
There's the airport dead ahead of us. Right there on top of that bloody ridge.
Sweet. When do you have to replace an ELT battery?
After half the battery's useful life, or after it's been used for more than so long. That's the
Yeah.
same thing I just said.
Yeah, used for cumulative hour or whatever.
Full stop. Stand over.
I just replace them every year because it's like, how are you gonna know if it's used for an hour? Or that battery life? Like, what? I don't know.
Ingalls Field, Skyhawk 5833 Juliet is 9 miles to the west inbound for some pattern work. Ingalls Field.
You need the transponder checked on this plane? They're required?
Transponder has to be once checked every year on the annual. What do you mean by having it checked?
You know the 2-year transponder check. We just talked about the AV8, so T was transponder. So the answer to that, you don't need it if you're not flying into a place where you don't need it. So like for here, we don't need it because we're not flying into like a mode. If we were flying a mode C, okay, then we need it. But if we're flying all around here, so we don't need it. But they do request that if you don't have it done, you turn off the transponder because maybe your transponder's
It could be wrong.
whacked up. Yeah, and then ATC shows you 10,000 feet, not 5,000 feet, and they're getting traffic alerts.
Right. Alright, so there's the lake that you can see on the sectional. So we're like right there almost at the TOC, but I'm probably gonna overfly midfield, do a teardrop.
Good.
So if our pattern altitude's 4,800, they want you to overfly the field 500 feet. So that would be at 53. We're basically at right now, so it'll be alright.
Nice. And you practice with the crosswind landings, landing with the main into the wind, right? Try and land that right main first and the left main, then the nose.
Most of the time on a crosswind, I haven't done anything that specific. It's
Sure.
just been get it on the ground. So,
Yeah. So on this one, I want you to practice it. I'll be, here,
Yep.
But I want you to try and practice getting that right main down first, and then the left main and the nose. Just for practice. Good habit to get into, so you don't side load it.
couple of nice long fields over here.
Alright, I'm done with my questioning. I'll let you fly.
Probably time for me to turn you off so I don't get bothered. No, I want to be able to listen to you on crosswinds and stuff, especially gusting. Gusting was a six knot gust factor, so you add half of that to your approach speed. Is what I know about that. Now how well I'll be able to deal with it when we get down there. The approach to this runway coming in on 20 like screwed me up bad last time, because you see how the mountain just disappears.
Yeah.
So when you're up there turning base and final, like
You look high.
it looks really out of whack.
Yeah.
Ingalls traffic, Skyhawk 33 Joy is going to overfly midfield and do a teardrop into the downwind for 25 Ingalls traffic.
So yeah, we're like technically at our top of climb area-ish, or top of descent. But since we're overflying the field, I'm not going to go any lower.
Sounds good. Nice long runway.
It's got like a weird like little dip in the middle and then it goes up.
Oh yeah.
So like where this thing can get off the ground in the first couple thousand feet, like even though you're climbing, it doesn't look like you're getting any farther away from the runway.
Sure.
A lot of that's just me talking out loud so I remember when we get down there.
Talk it out. Talk it out.
Paige always cracked up at me because of how much I rambled while I was flying. But I figure if I'm up here by myself, then who cares?
Yeah. I used to talk to myself all the time when I was flying by myself.
2-5, everything looks clear. I don't see a sock. Can you see a sock on that side?
No, I don't. Oh yeah, I got one. It's pretty much straight down the runway. Like we heard, it's down on our right-hand side, so just a little bit of right correction on the landing.
Shouldn't be too bad. That whole gusting thing is what scares me more than anything, but
Yeah, just come up with a little more speed. We got plenty of runway.
Airport. Automated weather observation. 19er, 28 Zulu, weather, wind, 29er, 0 at 12, gusts, 19er, visibility, 10.
start looping her around. Easy little airplane. I'm not trying to do no steep turns. Whereas, I mean, I'm pretty much where I want to be, so.
Ingalls traffic, 33 Juliet is doing a 45 entry into the downwind for 25 Ingalls traffic.
I think you do a touch go on this one. This one looks like it's easy to taxi, but I know I trust you can taxi it. I just wanted to see on the last one to see
Right.
it turn on the runway. This one I'm cool with touch and go though. On your solo though, dude.
Yeah, full stops.
Yeah.
Alright, we are here. We are actually, I got too low. Not paying that much attention. Still descending. Full rich, carb heat out, gas on both. Undercarriage down and welded. Seat belts, switches, prop is good. There's everything. We're beamed the numbers, but we're already low, so we're just gonna chop it, pitch hard for 80, first notch.
This time I only want you to land with maybe 20, maybe 30 flaps.
Alright. Try to help argue with that balloon a little bit.
Yep.
Inglesfield 33 Juliet, turn to left base for 25, Inglesfield.
We're gonna have some because we're already falling too far.
Inglesfield 33 Juliet, turn final for 25, touch and go, Inglesfield.
We'll drop her down to 30-ish. There's that gusting fun.
Hey. Looking good. Up. Right wheel down.
Oh, God. Bad.
Yep, all good. Very nice.
Yeah.
Not bad.
You had a good landing there, sir.
Yeah, I didn't really do anything. You got it.
That was awful. You care if we do one quick pattern?
Yeah, 2 on the pattern.
Yeah, now we're on the uphill, so I didn't put in my crosswind on takeoff.
So on this next one, try and keep that nose going straight down the runway with those rotor pedals.
Yeah.
And keep that right wing low. You can keep it pretty low. Don't be scared to drop that right main first.
Guess it was just more of a crosswind than I expected. Or the gust made it worse, probably.
Yeah.
Ingles traffic 33 Juliet, turn to left crosswind for 25, Ingles traffic.
So you saw we floated a little bit on that one.
Oh, yeah.
One reason being we didn't use all the flaps, and the second reason we had wind helping us out. I don't like using all 40 flaps on the landing because you saw that gave us a long ground effect, so it gave us a long time to establish in that ground effect and try and get that right wheel down.
Okay.
And it also makes it come in with more speed, which is always good on a crosswind.
Pattern altitude, roughly 43. Yep. Or no, it should be 48. We need to get a whole lot higher. Yeah, 48. All right, we'll run it out. Is not wanting to climb with a tailwind.
Yeah.
Ingles traffic 33 Juliet, turn to left downwind for 25, Ingles traffic.
This turn is gonna feel wonky because wind. Now I'm way the hell out here and still not at pattern altitude. Oh well.
That's all good.
Pull that back a little bit. Carb heat gas, undercarriage mixture, prop seat belts and switches. Gonna kinda
Ingles traffic 33 Juliet, turn left base for 25, Ingles traffic.
give it some flaps and hold it at 70-ish, and we're just gonna kinda run it in. That's 20, give or take. Like if without the notches on the side of that thing, it gets confusing. We're really high right now.
Yeah. Alright, pull the power out a little bit.
English traffic 33 Juliet, turning final for 25, touch and go, English traffic.
Alright, so now if my tail is sticking left, right rudder kicks it the other way, or do I need to give it
Yeah, so whenever you get into ground effect, it'll be a little bit of left rudder with right aileron.
to the left rudder? So we gotta get to the runway first without stalling. There's the gust.
Got a touch of power. Just to give yourself a little bit more, then pull the power out. And a little less left rudder. Up.
Oh, well.
All good. So
It's
next
fairly
time,
flat on center line.
yeah, next time just get it a little bit. Don't be shy on that right aileron.
Alright. Whoa.
Yeah, just release the nose a little bit.
I didn't realize I was still holding it.
And right aileron to the wind, right aileron, and pick it up. And I want that right main to be, see how the right main was the last one to leave the ground?
Yep.
That's perfect on that crosswind.
Okay. And do you want to try it again, or you want to go on?
Whatever you want.
What time is it for you? It is 15 to 4. We probably ought to dip.
Yeah, we got it. Those were all good. All I was doing was trying to help you out, get that right wheel down a little bit more. But those landings were totally safe. So, just my only critique for that one is just don't be scared to get that right wheel down a little bit more. It's honestly safer than landing flat.
Right.
You know, once you land flat, if you bounce up, it picks up that wing and it, you know, really side loads the plane to the left, especially on windier days than this.
Inglesfield 33 Juliet is departing to the east. Have a good day. At the west. Sorry.
Got him.
Alright, we want to go to... The hell is my... A... B... A... W... Raleigh County.
Nice.
271. Pretty much on course for it somehow, but that's going to take us right through the top of their airspace.
Yep.
And this is a 4,500 cruise altitude unless you want to try to get to 65, so we probably need to sling farther to the right just to stay out of their airspace.
Yeah, we go right, left, up, through. I'm cool with whatever.
We'll go right. Since we're still tuned to the Raynell VOR, how far north of, will that get us past them if we tune to Raynell?
Yeah, if you tune Raynell 097, that'll get you there. Or I guess the vice versa of 097. So twist it a little bit to the left, other way. Yep, keep going that way. Right there, should be around there.
So now that it's to the right, I need to go to the right to get on that radial.
Yeah.
We're bombing our altitude.
And do you have a 4-flight or flight plan go?
I have 4-flight now.
Alright. If you want on this leg, you can use 4-flight. I don't care. Or you can use my 4-flight.
I was going to say,
because I know you'll be doing that on your cross country. Especially on this leg, if you know, that'd be nice for me to hear. For the class Delta. But, very nice. How do you feel about those landings?
The ones at Braxton County were good. Like, I didn't have any problem with those. They got down. I still could have pulled the nose up higher on landing.
Yeah.
That's the thing that Paige always fussed at me about was don't land on the nose wheel. So, like, it's just, I feel like I need more practice at that point.
Yeah. I think the landings for those were really good.
They didn't feel real good, especially that first one, but...
Yeah, they were good, especially for the gust and up to 19, 30 degrees off your right. Again, all I'll say on that one is just a little bit more right main. But you saw on that, I saw you getting ground effect and you're trying to mess around with the rotors to try and keep it straight, which is perfect. You know, just establish that right main first and then get those rotor pedals keeping you straight.
Right. Gotcha. How far out do you want to be lean, sweetheart? There it is. We're at 24, and let's get back down to altitude.
On your long cross country, you're planning on doing those 3 takeoffs and landings? Your solo one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just like when you get, was it about 15 miles out? Call Lewisburg Tower, this is Skyhawk 5833 Juliet. You wait till they give you clearance.
Yep.
Then you tell them what you want to do. And they'll talk you in.
Yeah.
Like I said, that one day we did it, me and Paige, like it was less stressful than when I went up to Parkersburg, that's for sure, so.
Really? That's good. Have you ever talked with ground before?
No, the time I was at Parkersburg, Tower was doing grounds work for them.
Nice.
But I know it's just a radio swap and you tell them what you're doing and they tell you what to do and
Yeah.
read back everything, and every time you say something you end it with your call sign.
You got it. It's pretty much just monkey here, monkey say.
That's it. Cool looking lake, what's the name of it?
That's Lake Sherwood.
See, Lewisburg Towers 118.9.
Yeah.
We'll take
If you
that
want,
then just to listen to see if anybody's coming in.
If you want, we could do a touch and go. And I can hear your radio skills, and we'll just touch and go from there and go straight back
For
to Buckley.
Lewisburg?
Yeah, we have time for it.
I mean,
waiting if I release.
we got like a half hour of flying, and you said you had a student at 4, right?
Yeah, I told him that we were already going to be about 15, 20 minutes late.
Right, well, then let's fix on A, L, W, B, back to Lewisburg. It wants me to fly. Did I hit a button? Why did I lose my... No. Dog. Correct. A. Oh. W. B. Enter. Enter. Thank you. 260 heading. And we are 18 miles away from them right now. Let's see. I don't have that flight log up here with me. What's their ATIS?
ATIS is going to be 121.4.
Full approaching east, lane runway 22. Unit caution for birds and wildlife activity in the vicinity of the airport. Advise Lewisburg Tower, you have information. Golf.
Golf.
Lewisburg Tower information, Golf. Time 1851 Zulu. Wind 260 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky conditions scattered 4,000. Temperature 15. 2.04. Altimeter 3003. Vision full approaching east, lane runway 22. Unit caution for birds and wildlife activity in the vicinity of the airport. Advise Lewisburg Tower, you have information. Golf.
Information golf for another 10 minutes.
Ha.
Lewisburg on my patch it is. 23, so a 3,300 pattern altitude. 2302, so 3302.
Helicopter, Health 9.
Health 9, Lewisburg Tower.
Good afternoon, sir. We are showing 11 miles southeast of the Fiat 4500 inbound for Dolly.
Health 9, Roger. Report 5 miles southeast of the field.
5 miles southeast. Helicopter, Health 9.
Lewisburg Tower 4310, back to the ramp, please.
Touch 4310, back right turn Alpha 4, then a left on Alpha to the ramp.
Right on Alpha 4, left on Alpha.
November 61 Charlie, runway 22, clear for takeoff on course.
Clear for takeoff on course.
Lewisburg Tower, Skyhawk 5833 Juliet.
Skyhawk 5833 Juliet, Lewisburg Tower.
We are about 15 miles to the east inbound for a touch and go. 33 Juliet.
Skyhawk 5833 Juliet, Roger. Confirm you have information Gulf, report 5 miles to the east.
We do have information Golf, and we'll report 5 miles to the east. 33 Juliet.
Have you really been to a Delta once?
Say what?
Have you really been to the Delta one time with her?
Well, we went to Parkersburg once, and we went to Lewisburg once.
Your radios are really good for
Well, thank you.
only a couple times. Yeah, it's good. Some students get super paranoid about it.
Dude, I freaked out that first day in Parkersburg because that was the first time ever,
Yeah,
and that was my medical flight test and everything. Like I was stressed.
yeah. Yeah, you're gonna be a good IFR student, that's for sure. You're liking VORs and you're good with talking on the radio. That's pretty much the two biggest factors to IFR flying. Radio shyness and navigation.
I mean, I figure the radios are like having a conversation with somebody. If you screw up, they'll tell you, or you can fix it after the fact. I mean,
Yeah,
when you screw up on the radio and don't try to correct it is when there's problems.
yeah. And then once we do this touch and go, we'll have you put on the goggles immediately and we'll just count the rest of the flight as simulated.
All right.
And we'll do an approach into Beckley. Sound fun to you?
Sounds amazing.
Cool.
Of course, we'll either do the ILS to 19 or what, like our nav to
Delta 9, 5 miles southeast.
28.
From that
Yeah.
now, you can proceed direct to Hangar 4, landing on Montgomery Air at your own risk. Winds 260 at 7.
Have the 9er, thank you.
I do have a Cessna 414. He just departed runway 22. He is going about east-southeastbound climbing.
All right, looking for that traffic, Alpha 9.
Lewisburg sounds a little busy today.
Charlie, I have traffic. A helicopter is about 5 miles to the southeast inbound for the field.
61 Charlie, roger.
61 Charlie, you can contact center. We'll see you.
61 Charlie. All right, House 9, I do have the left downwind traffic inside here.
Hope 9, roger.
He should be up there somewhere. Can't make him out. I can't see the field itself right now. That's it right over there, I think.
Looks like it.
How many hours is your last student today? What is she up to?
This guy's a kind of a newer guy.
Oh.
It's probably his 4th or 5th flight lesson.
Oh, is it the same guy that came in after we flew that last time?
Yeah, that guy.
He seems like a cool dude.
Yeah. Going through the motions of all the stalls and slow flight.
9 miles out now. And I'm sinking. I really enjoyed all that stuff with Paige, like those first few lessons where you're out there like learning how to actually control the airplane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always fun stuff. I like the stalls.
Like the cross-country stuff is cool because you actually get to go see stuff, but it's literally like trim the plane and like watch.
Yeah, just fly hands off, yeah.
Norfolk approach Southwest 3424 is 15.
If they give you cleared for the option, what does that mean?
Means I can do whatever I want.
Cool.
23, thanks.
Full stop, touch and go, stop and goes. All
Like
the
it.
things.
Low pass.
Yeah. Don't know if they care for that.
Be a guy out to the left, about high.
What altitude?
2,700 higher than us, so
No.
6,000 something.
I do not see the traffic.
There should be no factor now. He's passing right over us.
Lewisburg Tower information.
3,000.
Altimeter 3004.
I think that's the runway like that had others. Yeah. So how would you make this next call? Like he said, just to let him know when we're 5 miles to the east, so I just, Lewisburg Tower, 33 Juliet, 5 miles to the east. Do I have to
Perfect.
finish again after that? I don't have to put my numbers in at the end of that,
Nah,
right?
you just say that.
All right.
Yeah, talking to the tower, there's like, kind of like, you're just kind of trying to get your point across, and no matter what you say, as long as you get the point across, they don't really care.
'Cause we're kind of northeast of him right now, to be honest.
And I could say south, and they wouldn't even really care because they got us on a radar right now. They're looking at us.
Lewisburg Tower, 5833 Juliet is 5 miles out.
5833 Juliet, roger, report left base runway 22.
Left base, runway 22, 33 Juliet.
Very nice. Very nice. And what's pattern altitude?
3,300.
Cool.
I'll go ahead and full ridge and throttle down, and we'll get down to 33. We're not that far from it now as it stands. I can't see, I see the end of the runway, but I can't make out the numbers, so I'm not sure where I want base to be. There's the runway. So, probably turn base now, huh? So do I tell him that now, or wait till we get in a little closer to where it would be like an actual base?
Yeah, you can say right now. It's not very busy.
Lewisburg Tower, 33 Juliet is on left base for 2.
Skyhawk 33 Juliet, roger, runway 22, clear, touch and go.
Cleared, touch and go, 33 Juliet.
Cool.
There's a long left base. We're already under pattern altitude. Let's get on over there. since we're in the Towered Airport, I don't have to keep making like final calls or talk to him or anything. Like I'm cleared to do it, I get to do it.
You got it. One way that it's easier.
Huh?
I said one way that it's easier, just because you don't have to make any calls.
Alright, we're 300 feet below pattern altitude. Let's chop this and pitch it way back, because we're pretty high. Try not to fall out the sky too bad. First notch of flaps. We're real high. Go ahead and dump down to about there, and probably start to...
And don't forget carb heat too.
Dude, this slip right here is like the greatest thing ever. Like, I love this.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like I did a few of these the other day by myself, and like it feels good. Like this feels right. Just
Yeah.
be able to just bomb it in and get down here to where we need to be. Balloon again. A little hard. I let off the front wheel too hard. Yep, but here we are. Clean it up, put it in, full throttle. Damn, I could land it again. You want to?
Nah. Neato. Alright, we'll go out and go to Beckley.
Yep. Now, will he holler at me and ask me what I'm doing, or do I just tell him that I'm just like...
You can kind of just go out right over there. He'll probably ask you, but you don't need to tell him anything.
I'll just start kind of easing it over there. I said easing it, airplane, relax.
Sky 33 Juliet, same intentions.
We are departing to the west, heading towards Beckley, 33 Juliet.
Sky 33 Juliet, roger, right turn to the west, approved.
What did you say? I didn't even hear him.
Turnout approved.
Oh.
Do I need to respond?
Nah, he gets the point. He could, but not necessary. Kind of one of those things, you got the point across, right?
Yep.
It's the whole weird part about like using tower. It's like, nope. Yes, there's a pilot controller glossary, but there's nothing that like. Not every time it's going to be the exact same thing, you know. There's different ways to just respond. As long as you get the point across, that's the main thing. And then whenever you're out of their airspace, you can change, or once they tell you to change frequency, you don't need to necessarily request it. If you want to change it early, you can request, hey, I'd like to change frequency at this time. But there's no need to on this leg. You just fly out of the airspace and you can change frequency. Alrighty. I got the plane.
Your controls?
I got the controls. You can get your foggles out.
I just bought these things the other day. I don't know if they're going to be worth it or not.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to drink too real fast.
Go for it.
all these things had pretty decent ratings on there, and I liked how they had they made them with like a little stubby earpiece.
Nice.
All right. What's the Hob say? 2.7?
Yeah, 2.7. We're almost at, or 1.9 right now.
All right.
We're doing making good time. BC said the last one was like 3 point what?
Oh yeah, it was 3.3.
3.3, yeah.
Time I did it with Paige.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna, remember I said on 2.5? Looks like we're gonna get 2.5.
Nice. Not too bad. If we could have got off the ground earlier, we'd have been done in plenty of time.
Yeah. And we're off to the races. Ah.
Yeah, now's the fun part. Point and wait.
I would have you do all the, normally this is the time where I bring up like all the VOR stuff, have you like tune radios, but I already know you know how to do that, so it's like, I don't really need to do that. Main thing is...
Beckley's 117.7?
Yeah, I believe so. 117.7.
We were pretty much on the radio, so but there it is.
And this is another time where I like to bring up, so generally we teach you know the instrument stuff for private pilots because of unexpected entering a cloud, right?
Yes.
Because you're not supposed to fly through clouds as a private pilot, so this is an unexpected entrance into a cloud. What would be the first thing you do if you got into a cloud?
Standard rate turn 180.
Cool.
I would match this little dude on that second bank and hold it for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Because the standard turn is a 2-minute turn, right?
Yep. Make sure you're following that heading.
Yeah. It did not feel like I was turning,
So
don't let me get too spatial out of whack on this one,
Yep.
apparently.
So have this thing in your sight about 80% of the time, and I want you to do a scan, kind of like I like the hub and spoke scan. So go from here, 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 here. So it always goes back to this thing.
All of them.
And I like to use the acronym ETCA. Establish known pitch, bank, and power setting on the control, which is this guy right here, as well as power setting, so down there.
Right.
Trim off the pressure. Cross-check your performance, which performance is all this stuff. And then adjust on the control. So ETCA, establish known pitch, bank, and power setting, trim off pressure, cross-check, and then adjust on the control. So notice how I didn't say adjust on the performance, you're adjusting on the control. So set it right there, and then see what it's doing on all those performance ones. But it always falls back to that attitude indicator. When in doubt, check your attitude indicator.
It cannot tell a lie. We're high.
Lewisburg Tower, Pilatus 191 Papa Echoes on a visual for runway 22, 7 miles west.
Pilatus 191 Papa Echo, Lewisburg Tower, Roger. Report a right base runway 22.
I'll report a right base for 22, 1 Papa Echo.
1 Papa Echo, confirm you have information, hotel.
Affirmative, 1 Papa Echo.
We out of there, spaceship?
Yeah, you can switch it if you want. Alright, so we discussed, back to the cloud thing. You do a 180-degree turn, away from you. Alright, let's say you did the 180 and you still can't see nothing. What might you do?
Climb. I would try to get above the cloud layer because you don't know what's under it, so...
Yeah. that depends. If you were just like, if you know that earlier you were just at the bases, and you know you got plenty of room, like you got thousands of feet below you, you can descend 1,000 feet and call it good. You can also look at this thing and say, hey, if I'm at 6,000, I can descend down to 4,500, and I'm not going to hit any obstacles.
Still got room.
Right? So you can always use that thing to help yourself out. And then you can also, you know, confess, talk to some approach controller and
Confess, communicate, climb, and conserve.
Yep, you got it. And what they're going to be doing, they'll give you what we call vectors, most likely, and they'll just say, hey, fly this altitude and fly this heading. And they just make it super simple. Just fly that altitude, fly that heading. And you just follow their commands, and then they'll probably either vector you out of the area or vector you onto an approach, which I'll show you how to do an approach. Worst case scenario is you have to do the approach. We don't want you doing that. Because that means it's really crappy out, and you shouldn't have even gotten yourself into that situation. But
if it's got that far, I failed as a private pilot.
yeah. So yeah, most likely they just vector you out of the area. But it happens, right? You can be, especially at nighttime. Especially at nighttime. I don't know if you've ever seen it at night, but you can't tell where clouds are at night.
That's the night we did my night training. It was clear as could be.
Yeah.
And like full moon almost too. So like you could, if there were clouds, you could still even see them. But
sure. Yes, that's where the biggest part of this whole instrument training comes in place at night. If you hit a cloud, because it does happen. It's happened to me. It happens to everyone. Because you know you're not gonna. It's not always gonna be a sky clear night. You know, sometimes it's scattered. So. Trying to think if there's anything else I'd like to bring up on that. Pretty much it. You can always, if you don't know the nearest approach frequency, you can look at your chart and at least start navigating somewhere that you know is a place and time. So you can navigate to a VOR by just tuning the VOR and going to, just like we're doing for Beckley, navigate, you know, we got Beckley tuned, and you can also tell the approach controller, hey, I've got the VOR tuned, I'm heading to Beckley. That's going to help their life out a little bit, so they know where you're going. Yep. The engine just failed. What did you do?
In IFR? Right now, if it failed, I'd rip these glasses off and try not to die.
If it was VMC, you didn't have the glasses on, what would you do? What do you do?
It was VMC and the engine failed.
Yeah.
I established best glide first and foremost. And then I would probably reach up and smack the nearest button on that GPS and see what it told me was the closest thing to get to. And if I was, then I would just point it towards the nearest thing and keep looking until I broke out of the cloud layer, and then find the best place to put it down. Is all I can even think to do in that point.
Yeah. Alright, I told you we'd be talking about a little bit of diversion. So let's say we got into a cloud, we turned around, and now this whole area is socked in with clouds. We can't go to Beckley anymore. What might you do?
First thing I would do would be to get my chart out and see like what my options were as close as it was right now.
So here's your chart, because you have probably 4 flight out.
I would turn around and go back to Lewisburg. At this point, they're the closest ones to us, or we're midway between here to Summersville. I'll probably go back to Lewisburg because I know it was clear where I just came from, as opposed to like guessing to the north and seeing what came of it.
Yeah, go to Lewisburg, and then you know how to figure out time and distance and fuel burn for all that. You can just go right here and go to the little ruler, and it'll tell you how much time, how much distance, and how much fuel burn you'll get.
Oh wow, it gives you all that information because you got the performance profiles in there and stuff.
Put the performance profile in there. It's 13 miles. It'll take 9 minutes and 2 gallons of fuel.
And do you have the Pro or the Performance Plus version?
This is not the basic, but not the Performance Plus. It's
not
like
the
middle one.
That's the same. That's the Pro. That's the same one I've got. I didn't realize it gave me all that information when I measured it.
Hold right there. As long as you got the aircraft loaded on and your flight plan right there. So that's a good thing. Because the examiner will want to know that. How much time, how much fuel burn, and how much distance.
Am I allowed to just be like, look, ForeFlight tells me?
You could, yeah. another way you could do it is you could turn it right here and you'll get the distance, right?
Yeah, 18.4 nautical miles, and we're doing it at 82 knots because of a bloody headwind right now.
Yep. So 90 knots would be about 1.5 miles a minute, right?
Yes.
1.5. So 18 divided by 1.5. What's that?
18 mile.
3, 6, 9. So that'd be about 12 minutes. Okay, 12 minutes to get there. Burning. Let's just make it super exaggerated and say 0.1. 12 minutes, 0.1. 1.2 gallons. That makes sense?
Pretty quick. That's quick math.
I mean, just do rough math.
Yeah. Now, where this is to the left, that means the course is over to the left, so I have to go to the left to bring it back to the right.
Yes.
And depending on how aggressively I go past my course is how fast we'll, like, whip it back on the...
Exactly.
I'm kind of mad at this thing, man, not being able to do cross-checks.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. You can also, yeah, just tune on 177.
Yeah, you work now.
Another thing the examiner wants to see, as soon as you call out that you have to divert somewhere else, first things first, find your airport and then divert, start turning towards it before you even calculate any numbers. So start turning towards it just because it's pointless to go into a place where you don't need it, you can't go. So.
If your engine failed and everything and you're having problems, you're wasting altitude.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all the diversion. It's pretty simple for the diversion. After that, you go into all the maneuvers. Unusual attitudes. You talk about those much?
No. That's one thing, like, that was an IFR training thing that I have, like, watched videos of, but I have not never done it with Paige or anybody else, or, like, even VFR condition unusual attitudes, like, have not.
Okay. I'll talk about them during this flight, but next flight, when we do more IFR stuff, we'll do them, and we'll do a ton of them. Basic rule of thumb is, so if you're in a descending left-hand turn, let's say, you see that by right here, and airspeed increasing, right? First thing, pull the power, roll wings level, and then pitch up, right? Reason being, if you keep that power and you're just going to keep increasing airspeed, blow past your VNE or whatever, reason you roll the wings level first is if you're in, like, let's say a 45-degree bank and you start pulling up, what's that going to do to your load factor?
It increases your load factor and increases your stall speed.
Exactly. So you're going to roll those wings level and then pitch up. And all this stuff you can do very dramatically for the examiner. He'll be okay with it, yeah. Rather than just going like this. It used to drive me crazy when students would do it real quick and think they're all good. I'm like, well, you kind of did everything at the same time. You didn't do one after another. So I like to see it very exaggerated. Okay, you just realized it, pull power, roll wings, and then pull up. And then for, let's say, climbing right-hand turn, you'll recognize speed's decreasing in your right-hand turn from attitude indicator. This thing will be turning to the right, your altimeter will be going up. And for this one, first things first, add the power, push nose low, and then roll wings level. Because at that point, you're not caring about load factor, you're caring about stalling. So you want to get that pitch down first, and then roll. So the only difference between the two is whether you add power or pull power first, and then if you're rolling wings level or pitching down first.
So pretty much all unusual attitudes start with the power.
Yep.
You're either taking it out to reduce speed or putting it in to keep from stalling.
Exactly. And don't make the silly mistake. A lot of students, they try and do it, like I said, do it fast, and will be descending, they'll pull it in, and they'll pull out real quick because they forgot,
Yeah.
It's just kind of one of those things where your senses take over, you just do something really stupid quick, and then the examiner sees you just added power when you're descending. So take your time. Okay, airspeed is increasing. Pull the power out, roll wings level, pitch up. Don't need to be fast. Looks like we're 10 miles from
10
Beckley.
miles out.
Let's see what the winds are doing.
Raleigh County Memorial Airport. Automated weather observation 2020 Zulu. Wind 250 at 06. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 13 Celsius. Dew point 04 Celsius. Altimeter 3005. Remarks. Density altitude 2,800. Thunderstorm information not available.
Oh my god, I got so far off course because we started talking about everything. What do you say winds were? He'll say it again.
20 Zulu. Wind 250 at 06. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 13.
25 at 6.
Yeah.
04 Celsius. Altimeter 3.
Alright, so we can't do the RNAV approach because this isn't allowing. Yeah, so I was hoping it'd just allow us, because sometimes the GPS will allow you even though you can't legally do it. But for the runway we're gonna use 28, right? Because it's 250. We could use 19, I guess. We'd have to fly all the way out there. I could just make a VOR approach for you.
Yeah, if you want to.
Alright, that sounds good to me. I'll just, so have 280 on this guy right here, and I'll vector you. So do tune 280, and that's going to be your final approach course.
Okay.
So if you see right now, let's turn left, heading 270.
Left 270.
Beckley traffic. Skyhawk 5833 Juliet is 9 miles to the east inbound. Beckley traffic.
So this one isn't going to have a glide slope for you, so it's going to be kind of like a dive and drive approach, and I'll help you do that. Normally we establish like a certain feet per minute. For the first little bit, let's try 700 and see what that does. 700 feet per minute. Not yet, but
That's
so
we're hovering at 45.
Yep, hold 45 for a little bit, and hold 270 until you get this thing to center, and then fly 280, or whatever it takes to fly 280.
Traffic, Ground Vic will be out on 0119 Beckley. Anybody inbound, please advise.
I mean, he just heard my call, but do I need to tell him again that we're not inbound for 19?
Or a little bit out still.
Inbound traffic for Beckley, which approach you going to be
I'll
using?
tell him.
Alright.
And Beckley traffic, Cessna 3 Juliet. We're currently 5 miles to the west. Going to be inbound on 28. Beckley.
Roger that. Ground Vic wide on 01 Beckley.
See, I said west. Oh well, nobody cares.
Yeah. So I shot past it a little bit.
So there's 280.
Swing it back over.
So now you got that nifty little track right here. See, it's 285 right now. So whenever you get this centered, yeah, you also got there. Whenever you get this centered, try and fly 280 on that. So now you're left at 280.
So I need to keep going to the right.
You got it.
Imagine like early IFR pilots do a lot of this.
Yeah. And this is a VOR approach, so it's not super accurate, but yeah,
Alright,
we'll
there
get past
it's
that point.
centered. Now I'm going to ease it over here and point the little pink triangle at the 280. I stick to this heading, right like that. I don't want to climb, and I'm already off my heading. Right there.
Perfect. And I'll make the radio calls for you, just worry about flying.
Alright.
Beckley traffic, Volunteer 3405, taxiing from the ramp to runway 1 for departure, Beckley traffic.
Alright, start a 500 foot per minute descent. And you can slow it down to 80 knots. And whenever you get to 80 knots, put 10 degrees of flaps in. Launch your track.
Okay, Volunteer, got some turkeys about 2,000 foot marker, 01. Looks like they went over into the woods.
Alright, I'll take a look for them as we turn that way.
Try and do a, let's say, 300 foot per minute descent right now.
I'm still down here looking around. When you come out on 01, I'll go ahead and clear.
Alright, I'll announce. We gotta pick up a clearance real quick before we come over there on the runway.
Beckley traffic system, it's 4 miles to the east and now 328 Beckley. Very good.
This is nerve-wracking because I know I'm getting closer to the ground at the runway, but I can't look at anything.
So maybe slow it down to 70 knots right here. And so this is going to be your vertical speed controller. That's going to be your speed controller. So make sure you're keeping this for like 300 to 500 feet per minute, and that for your speed. And watch your track a little bit.
Beckley traffic, Volunteer 3405 is taxiing runway 28 for runway 1 departure, Beckley. Ground you out of the way.
We're getting closer because that thing keeps moving faster.
Yep, it'll be a lot more sensitive, so just make small little corrections.
Clearing 01 at this time.
Now try 700 foot per minute descent.
Thank you.
And keep 70 knots, so power out a little bit.
Okay, I'm clear.
Go back to 500 for me, 500 feet per minute. Slow it down to 70 knots for me. So power out. This will be your vertical speed controller. That's your speed controller.
Speed vertical.
You got it. Power out a little bit more. And look up.
Oh, there's the runway.
So yeah, 20 degrees of flaps.
Beckley traffic, Volunteer 3405, clear runway 1 for north departure. We'll see you.
Beckley traffic system,
Go ahead, dump 30. Throttle her back out.
Up. And you're gonna flip for a little bit because you're fast, so just hold it up there.
Nope. Slammed it. Bounced it. A lot.
There we go. That nose went off a little bit. There you go, you broke out at 200 feet.
Ooh,
So
that was...
a normal...
That's not much time to do anything.
No, yeah. So that's about a normal ILS approach, 200 feet breakout.
Man, I can't imagine doing that in like something bigger, faster.
It's quick.
Because like we were going faster even in this thing, but we weren't doing that much faster, and it felt like we were screaming.
Yeah.
Beckley traffic, 23 Juliet is clear of 28 taxiing to Albatross. Beckley traffic.
Look at that, 4:30 on the dot.
Nice.
Like we planned that or something.
I'll get some cool air in here.
Good work. You saw that approach work? You just...
Still need fuel 33 Julia.
Yeah, I'll take some fuel for you, sure. Thanks. You saw I was at the end, you just do very small corrections, and I was having to do a certain feet per minute descent.
Trying to keep that thing steady and that thing on track
That's a lot.
I barely even looked at that thing a few times. Like that is multitasking even more intense than just normally trying to fly, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of your eyes are constantly moving, Turn
that first one back on GPS. Wonder if that's why it wouldn't let you do that. What happens if you try to put the RNAV in now?
Yeah, it's still
can't do it.
disabled.
I'm just gonna park it right in front.
Sure.
Since you're getting ready to take it right back off again. It's weird. It'd be the first time I haven't actually parked it over at the tie downs in a while.
Oh, really? That was a good flight.
That was good. Thank you. Like, I enjoyed that. After landing, flaps up, tits up, parking brake set, avionics. Ignition switch off, master off, control lock doesn't need to be dealt with today.
Good work. I'd sign you off. So yeah, I think that cross country is great. Your comms were great. Obviously, it might want to be a little bit calmer on your next cross country.
Yeah, hopefully.
How's it going? Oh yeah.